It's Judith again and the Celestial Team talking to you in the ever-present now. Yes, the now is ever-present. It is never permanent. It is never still. It is never predictable. Because that's how alive it is. Psychics, fortune tellers, well, they used to often really, be pretty amazing if they were gifted at predicting the future. Talking about the past isn't that hard, right? But the future is, and now it's even harder because we've moved into a higher frequency. We're more awake. We're more in the now. We're sovereign. We're making our own choices. We've taken our lives back, our missions back. So what a psychic could look at me and read my energy and at this moment tell me what is most likely for me to do in 5 minutes. In 2 minutes, it could be completely different because that's how moment to moment it is. That's how flexible reality is. That's how quickly we can change. This is why people say, stay in the now. I mean, I know I told you before, there really isn't one. It's just a focal point. But because when you focus in the moment with your breath, when you breathe, focus there. That's where you choose what to do, where you want to go. And the universe responds to your frequency. So, it's interesting now to, as I've been getting all this, then to look at what quantum physicists say about particles and waves, right? For example, quantum energy is like a wave, but if the physicists focused on it, it became a particle. It became the reality that they were focusing on. Just that's what we do, right? We focus on something, that becomes it. That's our reality. Other than that, it's just a whole bunch of waves waiting for us to pick one, right? So, and quantum physicists also say about things that happen. I used to love this, like 10 years ago. They used the term apples tend to fall to the ground. Newtonian physicists, classical physicists, thought they knew it all. This is the law, this is what happens now. Because of waves and particles and choice and focus and intention, this tends to do that. Doesn't mean it always will, right? Depends on us. So, we may tend to do the same things over and over and over, waiting for them to turn out different while we just sit there in the now, the container of the now. But we might stand up and make another choice and jump a whole timeline, right? We can do that. You could do it as soon as you're done watching this video. We think things are linear and don't change much, like those, remember the frames, the movie frames I was telling you about? Because we tend not to make radical timeline jumps. We tend to just kind of go along and drift with the flow of what we're used to. So these points in time, these pulsing moments of focus within the all, look like a line, right? Because they don't move much. We go from here and we just go along, right? We don't have to. We can go from here and go over here and change the way we live, the way we feel, what we believe, what we experience, change our world, right? Quantum jumping. And we are the quantum jumpers of the universe. So that's what we are going to begin to do, simply because we're going to own our sovereignty. and make our own choices. With compassion, with love, with celebration, with unity, because that's our nature.